Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to show you how to fix when controller is not working with Forza Motorsport game on your Windows computer. So if you have the game on Steam or Xbox app, you can follow the steps. Now the first step is to restart the game. So if the game is running, close the game and then restart the game and then check the controller. Still the controller is not working, then make sure you disconnect other peripherals such as mouse and keyboard. So if you can, please unplug the mouse and keyboard. After you launch the game, you can unplug it, or before you launch the game, unplug mouse and keyboard and then check. Also, if you have additional controller or joystick connected, disconnect it. Sometimes you have extra controller connected to the computer, so disconnect those controllers. Also, unplug Razer Tartarus or unplug VR application. So if the VR application is running, you can close it. If you have Oculus running or maybe Steam VR running, you can uninstall Steam VR. So unplug all the VR devices and software. You can uninstall VR software and you can unplug VR devices. So if that is connected, disconnect it. Also, if you have any kind of Windows mixed reality headphones or headset connected, disconnect it. So disconnect all the additional USB adapter connected to the computer which you're not using, and then launch the game and then check the controller. If you have any kind of virtual controller connected, you can disable it or you can uninstall them and then launch the game and then check the controller. Now the next step is to enable the Steam input. So for this, make a right click on the game in Steam. For Steam users, make a right click and then go to properties and then go to the controller tab and then over here select enable Steam input. Now this has worked for many players, so it might work for you. Now launch the game. You have to restart the game. First of all, close the game, make changes and then restart the game. Now if that does not work, you can even try disabling the Steam input. You can even try to disable it and then check. For many users, enabling Steam input has worked, so you can try this. Now the next step is to, if controller is connected using the USB cable. So if you're using a wired connection instead of Bluetooth, then connect the controller using Bluetooth. You can connect the controller using the Bluetooth connection, turn on the Bluetooth and then connect your controller via Bluetooth. Now this has worked for many players. So many players who were using USB connection for the controller, after they disconnected the USB connection and they connected via Bluetooth, the controller started working. So unplug the USB cable, use wireless Bluetooth connection to connect your controller and then check. Please try this. This has worked for many players. Now the next step is to disable Steam input. Now go to Steam, make a right click on the game, select properties and this time select disable Steam input. And after you disable Steam input, now go to Steam controller settings. So on the top here you can see Steam, click on it, then click on settings and then go to the controller tab. Now over here you have to enable Steam input for Xbox or PlaStation controller. So if you have Xbox controller, then you can turn this enable Steam input for Xbox controller. Now if you have PlaStation controller, you can enable Steam input for PlaStation controller. So try this and then launch the game. You have to restart the game. So launch the game and then check. Still you're facing the problem. In that case, disable Steam input in Steam controller settings. So still you're facing the problem, then go to Steam, go to settings, controller tab and disconnect everything. Turn off all. So turn off Steam input for all, that is Xbox, PlaStation. So turn all these options off. Now launch the game and then check. Next step is to, now this is for Game Pass user, use DS4 Windows. Now you can install this application. You can use this DS4 Windows. This has worked for many Game Pass user. So if it's not working, you can install this in Google. You can find this application. You can download it, install it, and then that should detect your controller. Now this has worked for many Game Pass user. So you may see the Xbox button instead of PlaStation. If you have PlaStation controller, you might see Xbox button. and it may also require you to restart or replug the controller to get it to work. So you will see Xbox buttons instead of PlaStation for PlaStation controller, but the controller should work. So you can use this software and then check. Now the next step is again for Game Pass user. Close Steam completely. Also make sure no other app is pulling your controller. It's not recognizing your controller. Sometimes you have multiple devices connected, and if you have any kind of uh, software running which may recognize the controller, you can make sure that you close those software and close those applications. Also close Steam. If you have the game on Xbox app or store, then you can just close Steam and then launch the game and then check the control. Next step is for Steam users, enable or disable Steam overlay. Now for this, go to Steam, make a right click on the game, select properties, and turn off this option which says enable the Steam overlay while in game. Turn this off. If it is already off, then you can turn it on and then check. So first of all, you can turn this off, launch the game, and then check. If that does not work, you can turn on the Steam overlay. Also, you can close all the overlay applications. So if you have overlay application like Discord, GeForce Experience, so you can turn off the overlay in those applications and then check. Now the next step is to go to Steam controller settings and enable the generic controllers support. Now if you have any third-party controller, in that case go to sets once again and then go to controller, and then you can enable Steam input for generic controllers and then launch the game and then check. Next step is to launch the Steam in big picture mode and then launch the game. So on the top right here, you can see the big picture mode icon. Click on enter big picture mode. Now you can, once the Steam is in big picture mode, now you can launch the game and then check the controller. Now the next step is to use wired controllers. So if the wireless controller, the wireless Bluetooth connection is not working, then you can use the wired connection. You can use the USB cable to connect your controller to the computer and then launch the game and then check the controller. Next step is to run the game as an administrator. Now this has worked for few players, so it might work for you. You can try this. So for Steam users, go to Steam and then make a right click on the game and then select manage, then click on browse local files. It will straight away take you to the game installation folder. Now over here you can see the game exe file, make a right click and then click on run as administrator and then check if the controller is working or not. Now for Game Pass user, you can make a right click on the game over here and then select manage and then go to general and then click on create desktop shortcut and then go to desktop. You should be able to see the Forza shortcut over here. Make a right click and then click on run as administrator and then check the controller. Now the next step is to open Xbox app. I don't know why, but for few players this has worked. This doesn't make any sense, but you can try this. If you have the game on Steam, you can open Xbox app. Just open Xbox app and then launch the game and check. The Xbox app is pre-installed on the computer. You can open Xbox app. If not installed, you can install Xbox app from Microsoft Store. So open Microsoft Store and in the search box you can type in Xbox app over here and then you can install Xbox app from Microsoft Store and then open Xbox app and then now you can launch the game and then check. Now the next step is to do a clean installation of your graphics card driver. Now this is again strange. You might say why graphic card driver is related to controller. Even I don't get it, but this has worked for a few players. So you can try this. There is no harm in updating your graphics card driver. So you can go to NVIDIA website if you have NVIDIA card. If you have AMD card, go to AMD website. I'm showing for NVIDIA. So go to NVIDIA website and then select your product type. For me it's GeForce. Select the right series and then select the right graphic card. Make sure that you select your graphic card over here. And once you select your graphic card, then select Windows. So if you have Windows 10, select Windows 10. If you have Windows 11, select Windows 11. Now click on Start Search.
Now scroll down, and the latest GeForce Game Ready driver right now is driver version 537.42. So click on download, get download, and then click on download now. Now once the download is complete, run this exe file. Now once you run the exe file, you will see this screen. Click on agree and continue, and then put a check on the box which says custom, and then click on next, and then put a check on the box which says perform a clean installation. Make sure that you put a check on this box and then click on next, and let the installation complete. First of all, it will uninstall the previous driver, and then it will reinstall the latest driver. So once the clean installation is done, you can restart your computer.
Now after the clean installation, you can launch the game and check if the controller is working or not. So one of the steps shown in this video should help you to get the controller working. So that'll be all. Thank you so much for your time, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel.